Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. It is Timeless Chakra Reading time, and I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. They are my initials. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, 24 and a half years in service at the time of this timeless recording. And I am the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. It's available on Kindle. There's a link in the description box, and you can preview it for free just by clicking that link and see some of what I've learned along the many, many years in my very, very long career in magic, miracles, and mysticism, because I am also a creator on Patreon. I love Patreon. Patreon.com. We just had our 1-year anniversary. I redid everything. It's really lovely. A wonderful membership-only subscription service where I can set my levels of subscription and give all of the different subscribers different benefits, as they call them over there. But all of my subscribers, my seekers, humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, mystics, gods, goddesses as the top tier, if you will, all of them get to see me every morning with an unlisted YouTube live stream link with a cup of coffee in my bathrobe, sitting on the couch, streaming from my laptop, talking about the day's astrological weather, magical applications, spiritual implications, always ending with a little prayer, a little blessing to send us on our way. It is the favorite way for me to start my day, and all of my my subscribers also have access to all the extended readings. Part 1's here on YouTube. There is part 2 for all the extended readings. All of my extended readings are timeless. You can get that on Vimeo.com if you want a pay-per-view, but any of my subscribers, all of my subscribers, have access to the past catalog, presently what's there, and what's moving forward. I love it there a lot. We've been doing recorded Zoom stuff, so if they can't make the event, they can watch it later, and that's purely exclusive. No one ever gets to see that but them, as well as they get the advanced stuff. So I'm thrilled about it. A wonderful year it's been, always building a lovely community. So if you are interested, if you want the deeper dive into magic, miracles, mysticism, and Mal, come Patreon on Patreon, because I am the Archangel of Lyons. Angelo Lyons. See, there's my tail, but you can just call me Mal. Hey, let's have fun. The first 2 readings of this series has been lovely, so let's get down to business. It is a chakra read. There are only 11 cards, but boy, they run 45 minutes because they get a little in-depth, and I really enjoy them. So what we're going to do is lay out the cards first, face down. We're going to turn over the first card so we know who we're dealing with, and I'll explain it as I go, because there's also a section in the description box, if you like, with videos from Carolyn Myss, M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD. This is her archetype deck, Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss, M-Y-S-S. She's a PhD. I love her. That book was a life changer for me, and there are tons of videos on YouTube about it as well. So it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs. We're dealing with 8 chakras, not just the usual 7, the one over your head, that one too. Yeah, so your sun sign could be more about your physical world life, right? Lower 3 chakra stuff. Your moon sign could certainly be heart, third eye, crown, you know, somewhere in there chakra-wise. Your rising, who knows, your 8th chakra, the mystical power. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. But it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, etc. And both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, air sign that you are. And I will do my best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help you heal, align, and all of that. And cross-watchers, if you apply this healing, whatever shows up here to yourself, you will probably heal, or at least you can understand where the one you are cross-watching for is coming from. A little understanding, a little insight here in a general read. But at the same time, if you do the healing implied, maybe with your other signs if you're watching them, cross-watchers, you can help the entire collective heal. So that's enough explanation. Let's do some divination. You know, new people, please take a nice deep breath. Welcome. Still point. And I've got ocean sounds playing in the background. I do not live on the ocean. Here we go. Using the Caroline Myss archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, just one card, please. The dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, showing them the patterns of shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace for their alignment, their healing, their journey of their free will to no longer delay that which cannot be prevented in the 8th chakra, sending down the codes to all the other chakras, shifting what they attract and repel. They're completely unaware of it. We all are, so that we will no longer delay that which cannot be prevented. For the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, signs, and cross-watchers in this timeless chakra read. The student archetype, perfect. For a Gemini wisdom family archetype of the 9 families of archetypes. This one's going over here. I'm going to read it to you now. I'm going to lay out the other cards for the chakras themselves. Face down, we'll read those, and then we're going to Oracle land at the end. All archetypes are neutral, so as wonderful as student sounds, as horrible as it is in the toxic, and vice versa. Let's read you about the student. I'm a really horrible student. I'm an autodidact, a brilliant teacher. Pat myself on the back. The shadow, arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge. Unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. That's called the forever student in my family, right? And well, we're all learning, but student is different. It's more specific than the seeker in the same family. The light attribute, you're shooting for humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. And the grace of humility is the first and the last grace I talk about in my book, Words of Grace, because it is my saving grace. The last chapter pretty much is this: you find your saving grace, or at least have the prayer to ask for it. And humility is it for me. It is the shield against humiliation. It is, I know it is simply this: grant me the maiden grace of humility to know that I do not know, but I am willing to be shown. Willing to be shown the truth, right? So that's just lovely. And openness to lifelong learning, because every day is a winding road, but we get a little bit closer. It's called the wisdom of the crow. Might want to write that down. I hitched a ride with a vending machine repairman. He said he'd been down that road more than twice. So, you know, as a teacher, a very dominant archetype teacher, been teaching since I was a teenager, essentially. So you could have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. So maybe this is just for a reason for right now. But let's see what else hits the table. And I love students, I do. Shall we? Let's get our next 4 down. These will come down like lightning pretty quickly, as will these, as we're doing them face down, and then we will begin reading this from the 8th chakra downwards. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Gemini, powers of the East, please, beloved ones of mutable air, 1 card in clarity each, heart, throat, third eye, crown, but we're going to do them crown, third eye, throat, and heart for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading with the student in the 8th chakra. What's going on? That's mystical power. What's going on in their spiritual power? Crown chakra, 1,000-petaled lotus. In this timeless read. How about their third eye, Ajna, the third eye, their mental power for an air sign, oh yeah. Their throat chakra, is that Visthuta or Manipura? I forget which one is which, I get them confused. Throat chakra, willpower, choices, decisions. Their heart chakra, emotional power. What's going on there? I told you they'd hit real fast, and the readings are still 45 minutes or so adjacent. Lower 3 chakras we are going to do with the Mythic Tarot. Lower 3 chakras, well, that is the survival in the world, relationships in the physical world. So in a general read, this can be looking at yourself from the outside in, or you looking from the inside out at different people, places, and things. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. still point. Oh, yes, indeed. As I call upon my gods of air, sign of Gemini, powers of the East, please, beloved ones. Let me give this a really good shuffle, because I need 3 cards in clarity for the Gemini collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Ooh, watching this video, receiving this reading, please, solar plexus, personal power, their boundaries, their integrity, their honor code, their self-esteem as a verb, their self-image as a noun. In this timeless chakra read, second chakra, one-on-one relationships, money, sex, and power, that flew into my hand. And remember, that flew into my hand, second chakra. And what's going on in the root chakra, tribal relationships, family stuff, political stuff, any situation they're involved in, 3 or more, that is a tribe. Even the people they work with, right, the corporation, whatever, that is a tribe. So what's going on there for them in this timeless chakra read? Let's look. So student in the 8th and Chokhmah. Chokhmah, the 8 of blades, which would be the 8 of swords in the crown chakra, decisions. Chokhmah is one of the spheres in the Kabbalistic tree of life. I recommend Googling it, right? Wikipedia it, if you like. But here we see her as the goddess of like desert winds, right? You drop down in the center of the Sahara, right? All these winds blowing around. Doesn't matter which direction you go in. It's a life-changing decision. But this is element of air, unlike the Lover's card, which is major arcana. So the great thing about the crown chakra is it does not actually have language. Language starts in the third eye. This is the satellite dish, the 1,000-petaled lotus, and the servant, the ajna, translates it into thoughts, right? So let's keep building that, but it might very well be, as we see so often in the 8 of swords, blindfolded and bound, but maybe taking that to a higher chakra means I'm going to sit in stillness and silence. But these are Geminis we're talking about. Let's look in the third eye where, interestingly enough, we have an Earth card. Minor Arcana, the 4 of Pentacles. Security. That is a stable foundation. That is at rest. That is perhaps guarding the heart. We see that a lot in the 4 of Pentacles, but not in this deck. In this deck, we see 4 women going to the tribal well to draw water and bring back to their families, right? So it is that security of a well that never runs dry, though it is an earth element. Earth element on the inside is usually about wisdom you had from experience in the world, right? Oh, you can watch, Food Network all day long until you may have indeed have creme brulee knowledge, but until you put torch to sugar, you do not have creme brulee wisdom. By the way, I'm water magic, not fire magic. I do not want to blow torch. Thank you very much. Pisces moon that I am. And Mars conjunct Leo rising, that wouldn't go well. So there is wisdom in there, and it is stable, but then, the next is the 5 of Pentacles, which can be changy and tricky. Let's look in the third chakra, the choices and the decisions. You've got a double 4. The 4 of Cups, sadness. Sadness is the key word, but here we see the traditional, some 1 cup standing, some knocked over. Sometimes it's the 5 of Cups. Fiona Morgan did it differently here because this is the waxing and the waning of emotion. It is emotional release, but it is also a time of inner and in the throat chakra to choose how you want to express that. Spit, swallow, or chew are the 3 speeds of the throat chakra. Like sometimes you just express it and you spit it out, and sometimes you're like, no, don't want to feel it, don't want to deal, push it down, push it down, push it down. Repress for success, which really doesn't work. Or that I'm going to chew on it, right? I'm going to work on this. I'm going to make choice by choice by choice throat chakra to deal with this. And by the way, there is an emotional spectrum here. I would say from meh at high, right? Invisible hand handed me another cup, whatever. To perhaps like sadness and disappointment. I don't know about despair, but despair certainly could be depicted in that card too. And then of course depression. So hard to make choices there, but a good time, Course in Miracles says it, to not decide is sometimes the right decision, right? Not right now. Like, I'm not going to do this right. I'm going to choose, not going to make this choice right now. And hence, maybe this is mental rest while you go up into the crown chakra and stand in the center of all of your choices so that you can make a more aligned crown chakra decision. But what's going on emotionally here? Interesting. You got a Virgo in your heart. You got a Virgin in your heart. You might want to let it out. There aren't that many left. Kidding. I'm a Virgo myself. I can talk a lot about Virgo energy because duh. But I will say, when it's a court card on the inside, right? This isn't quite yet in the physical world. Those next 3 cards will look at that. This is on the inside, and like I said, with the 4 of Pentacles, that's from wisdom learned. Now, this is mutable Earth, a square to Gemini's mutable air, which is why I don't date them anymore, no offense. But that can very much be. There is a changing wisdom in your heart, and then, of course, it is the 6th house. Health and occupation, because your health affects your occupation. And yeah, I know you're thinking work, that's okay. But think of how occupation, what you're occupied with, affects your health. They're almost 2 sides of the same coin, right? That both have cause and effect to each other. So look, it's also service. Like, if there is some service you feel like you want to be doing, some kind of healing service to yourself, to the world, something in your heart, then certainly I would think in the 3rd eye you have enough foundational wisdom to pull that off. You know, maybe not just through books that you've read or, you know, whatever, the internet, things you've picked up along the way as the element of air. But from really, I feel like the choice is you're gonna feel this most likely anyway, but you could do it in a way that is healthy. But really look at the different meanings of the word occupied or occupation. What are you occupied? If you're occupied with constantly thinking about physical security, that could be problematic on a choice level, because then your well-being is based on externals, which shift and change like weather and bloat. But with this Virgo on the inside, it could also mean that, of course, if you have any planets in Virgo, that there is something healing there for you, or maybe there is a Virgo connection to someone in the outside world. We will look where they are in your heart, but that's a bit of a stretch, but it's a general read. We'll put that out there. I know people love to hear that stuff. I steer away from the romantic stuff unless it's absolutely on the table, and that's not a bad idea, Gems. Why? Because in your solar plexus, you got the Hangman. That's 3 for 3. Hangman, the reversal card, showed up in the Aries and the Taurus reading. So we got a lot of surrender going on. Let's see this trend. See that pattern I remember. This is Prometheus bound, hanging upside down on a rock in Tartarus, not the underworld Tartarus. It's below. It's the sub-basement Tartarus. And it's a reform. It's a reform school. It's a, you know, people get released. He eventually got let off the hook for stealing fire from the gods and giving it to humans so that they would no longer be dependent on the gods, and they didn't like that. You know, the Olympians, he's a Titan, essentially their uncle. You know, family squabbles that way, and every day a vulture, an eagle, it depends on who you read, came, pecked out his liver, and it would grow back, because, you know, immortality has its drawbacks, apparently. That kind of level of it. So, you know, there is a sacrifice being asked of you here. At least a changing of perception, right? Perception does not always equal reality. The sun does not rise in the east and set in the west if the planet you're on turns on an axis, folks. That's just how it is. But often the sense of sacrifice in the solar plexus can be sacrificing things for the sense of honor. Like Prometheus did it anyway. He knew. Oh, where'd fire go? You know, it wasn't an Agatha Christie novel. It's a Greek myth. Pretty cut and dry, you know, and then, of course, you know, the War of the Titans before that. Really, if you want a really good version of it, Circe by Madeline Miller. So good. The audiobook's amazing. So, you know, that is a thing of surrender, of seeing things differently, of sacrifice, and also, let's put it, that takes time out. That is when the divine hits the pause button. 2nd chakra, 4 of Swords, meditation. if I have to say this every reading, I will. I essentially have 4 skills that make me relevant to this world in this genre. Number 1, I have cool hair, and it's in a ponytail, ain't it cute? Number 2, I'm fun. I'm the fun one. I've been doing this since I'm 12 years old. I'm 54. Yeah, I know. Don't look at that. It's the wrong side. Let's see. That's 1. That's 2. The 3, I know exactly what I'm talking about for the most part. And number 4, the divine puts the right cards in my hand to really back up. In your one-on-one relationships, I don't see you really communicating with people with 4 of Swords. You're resting. You're taking a time out. You are taking a time out to go in and meditate, and that makes sense. Through the 2nd chakra, it's like, hey, I'm taking some time to myself as a student would. Right? As a student would. There is learning here for you. Let's see what this last one is. And the Chariot? Oh, if this is you from the outside looking in, this is the god Aries who has harnessed the white horse of inspiration and the dark horse, light horse of inspiration, dark horse of motivation, pulling them together emotionally and charging forward. So if that is tribal and that is moving you in the world, that might literally be you moving somewhere, right? That kind of forward motion. The light horse of inspiration, oh, it'd be just so low. Oh, I really want to do that. I feel it in every cell of my body. And the dark horse saying, well, okay, so let's get up and let's go to work and we got to do this, we got to do that, right? It's the want to and the have to, which harnessing those two move us forward in this world. As much as I would love to do, well, all I would need to do is hire a staff and a lot of things would get good done, so I could really only do the mystical stuff, but I don't think I'm ready to, you know, become Scotty Strange, the younger gay brother of Doctor Strange, at least not yet. I'm too young for that, I think. Anyway, so this makes sense. There is a lot of forward motion, but it is emotional. I'm going to say that. But it also is tribal. So take that into consideration because we've got more to consider here. Now, Major Arcana 2. 2 Major Arcana. Element of Air 1, 2. Okay, so you're 2 for 2. Element of Water 1. Element of Earth 2. Instead of Earth 1. Sorry. DC Geek. So we have actually a pretty good balance here. We have we don't have fire. That's what's missing. No element of fire, and that's nothing wrong with that. Just taking note of it as I go forward. And let's do just that. The last 3 cards are what I call bookie book reads. I read from the little bookie books that come with them. The first one is in technically divination. It is a healing system, the Matt Kahn healing mantra deck. Went to doing this the day after Thanksgiving. Went to a Thanksgiving party with friends last night, and I had read them from, using this deck. And there it was sitting on their coffee table. Just lit me up on the inner, and I hope Matt Kahn caught a tingle on that too. So let's ask the Ascended Masters, the Ascended Masters of Wisdom for the Wisdom Family Archetype, the perfect healing mantra to help you with this. And remember, if you're a cloth watcher, you can help along with that too. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh yeah, if there's somebody that you know that needs healing, yeah, cross-watch them. That's a really healthy way of cross-watching, I would think. The guides are chatty. What else is not new? Breathe. Still point. This is fun. All right. Call the Ascended Masters of Wisdom. A whole lot of you, practically all of you, please. 1 card in clarity for this Gemini Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Sun, and Crosswatcher Timeless Chakra Read. They got the Student in the 8th, Decisions in the Crown, Security in the 3rd eye, Sorrow in the throat, Virgo in the heart, Knight of Pentacles, that would be the Maiden of Pentacles in this deck, Hangman in the solar plexus, 4 of Swords in the sacrum, and Chariot in the root. There's definitely some kind of push-pull going on there, right? Pull back! 4 of Swords, charge forward with the Chariot. So what is the perfect healing mantra to help the Gemini Collective and their cross-watchers? Heal, align, evolve, transmute, shadow to light, lead to gold, pain to peace in this Timeless Chakra Read. grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. I know all the mantras at this point. I've had it. It'll be 3 years this year. I think I've had this deck. It is safe to be in my body. Interesting. We'll see how that applies. Again, but I got a really good feel about it. I don't know if you felt that energy come through me. This feels like maybe this is going to lighten this up for you a bit. Grounding my energy. It is safe to be in my body. When your energy is grounded, you're no longer wrestling with the pain of the past or chasing after future potential outcomes. You dare to demonstrate your very best attributes and qualities no matter how you are perceived or received by others. With your energy grounded, your mind can relax as your body becomes a more enjoyable environment to inhabit. And with those earth signs, those earth cards on the inner, I think that's where that is probably going to start, right? There's some emotional stuff going on in the throat chakra, but you got earth on both sides of that. Third eye and heart chakra there. There's a healthy healing love inside of everybody. So certainly that Virgo, but Virgo can get down into the details of it. That's what we do. I am a Virgo. We're both ruled by Mercury, except maybe the cross watchers. But for the Geminis, certainly. So we can think a lot, and we're both mutable signs. So, changey, rearrangey. So this mantra is ideal for replacing compulsive thoughts, which I'm not really saying with that Four of Pentacles in the third eye, but maybe releasing addictive behavior, okay, and finding stability. And with the lovely energy, the potential of healing here on the inner really feels like here on the outer, you're kind of set up for it. Because even if you are kind of strung up, the divine hit the pause button in your outside life, how you're interacting with the world in terms of your personal power, your self-esteem as a verb, your self-image as a noun, then certainly this kind of being silent in relationships, being still, taking a pause and healing, they're double pauses, but this one is of a higher volume, right? That's of a higher intensity. It's major arcana, but then you got major arcana bookending this. You're still moving forward, or there are relationships in your life that you are either getting away from or heading into, and that's a general read for you. Boom. So being able to do that, it's safe to be in my body. It looks like this is your leverage, but we're not done. 2 more cards, and the next is lovely. The Whispers of Lord Ganesha, Angelo Hartfield. Ganesh, the Hindu god of success, prosperity, remover of obstacles, with the head of an elephant, and he is lovely, and I love elephants. Heffalumps, I love them. I am a lion, but lions and elephants, I think there's a bit of a mutual respect for the most part. You always have those wild cats breaking the rules. Please take a nice deep breath, because I love him. Still point. As I call upon the beloved Lord Ganesh, thank you for opening the door, beloved Lord Ganesh. Ganesha, please, 1 card in clarity. For the beloved Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, what is your guidance? Your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help them remove those obstacles, alchemizing the shadow to light, the pain to peace, those 3 atoms between lead and gold in this timeless chakra read. That felt really good in my heart. Let's see. Priorities. Oh, you better get a checklist app. Priorities. This is about time. I got this one for myself personally, and I'm a Virgo. I was like, okay. And I did. And it worked. Oh, yeah. I'm not burning out as much because I'm scheduling shit differently. Card number 30, priorities. And he's looking at a lotus, I believe. But let's find out. Let's ask through the genius that is Angela Hartfield here. Card number 30 went too far. There you go. priorities. Just one page. Yeah, just the one. Please take a nice deep breathe in the Ganesh. Air signs. Priorities. Make the most of your time. Well, that sounds slightly ominous. Every day is a gift. You have the option to make the most of what life is offering you. If you long to create organization in your life, you will benefit from prioritizing. Your ideals determine what you will seek in life. Your priorities are most visible in how you use your time. Ganesha is holding the water lily. Sorry, I'm not a botanist, I'm a witch. Usually I can spot them, though. Is holding a water lily and emphasizing the importance of your values. Well, and there is that, your values in terms of your solar plexus, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't, your honor code kind of values. You're on a timeout there so that you can go in and really reassess stuff. That makes sense, and reprioritize what's really important to you, I would think. He encourages you to know what you truly want, what makes you happiest. There are always blessings that may not be apparent in the midst of disappointment. Throat chakra, 4 cups. Time is not something that can be saved for later. When it comes to the time allotted to you each day, you only have a limited opportunity. Make your choices about how you spend your time in accordance with your highest values. If you languish or procrastinate, which can be 4 of cups big time, the moment will be gone. Reevaluate how you have been spending your days and how you can strive to be more satisfied. And I think we are seeing that in your relationship with yourself with the Hanged Man in the solar plexus, the 4 of Swords in your one-on-one relationships, and something wants to either get out of Dodge with the Chariot, or really pursue something that is really much more if you want. And again, that's a general read. If this is a private reading, we would talk. In terms of priorities for each major decision, crown chakra card, in terms of priorities for each major decision, such as education, occupation, place of residence, marriage, or parenting, you may ask yourself, what will be the impact of my decision? In all choices, make sure that you are certain of what your priorities are. Relate your goals to ways to bring love and blessings to yourself and the people who you share your life with. Oh, this could totally be about service. Again, Virgo, I might have said that before. Serving from the heart, but in a really, really healthy place. But I would not make any great big, huge decisions right now in the outside world. Oh, no. Not with Hangman in the solar plexus and 4 of Swords in the second. Like, even financial choices, do what you gotta do. But certainly to deal with that emotion, something stuck in your throat, 4 cups. It's not necessarily a stagnation, but it is something that you have already, the 4 of Pentacles, the knowledge, the wisdom. Not just, sometimes we like Ho'oponopono, I studied with Dr. Len in like 2009. It disappeared for a while. It came back. It needed to. Just as an example, right? But there is healing here for you and great wisdom for you. And with that 8 of blades in your crown, yeah, find that still point. That's my spell from going to explanation to divination, and we're going to do it one more time because our last card down is, I believe I mentioned, Chakra Reading Cards by Rachel Sharman. To kind of say here, look here, and you get an affirmation. So a little bang for your buck, which is nothing because this is free on YouTube. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, that felt good. Still point. Okay, as I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the chakra that they would greatly most benefit from? the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross watchers watching this video and receiving this reading a little insight, a little help, a little clarity, but certainly a clue, a tip, a hint about maybe where to begin. Because they are grounding their energy with the student archetype, with big decisions in the crown and security in the third eye, but sorrow in the throat and Virgo in the heart. Hangman in the solar plexus, Four of Swords in the second chakra, the Chariot in the root, grounding their energies with priority because it's safe to be in their body, but they are learning. If they can stay humble in the sense of, I know that I don't know, but I'm willing to be shown, may not be in the outside world, may be in the inside world, that they find what they really need here. So with Ganesh removing the obstacles, saying, look, you get your priorities together, get clear about what you really want. I'll help you. I'll help you remove these obstacles. But highest selves, what's the chakra as an entry point perhaps for the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this Timeless Chakra Read? Ooh, you got one of the... I think you got the crown chakra, card number 33, Angels and Masters. That's no joke. Hey, look, a lot of people think they're fiction until they show up. Not like Gary Renard, Disappearance of the Universe. If Ascended Masters showed up sitting on my couch out of nowhere, I'm from New York and I'm a witch. Not that they're as scared of me. I don't think they're as scared of me. No, absolutely. But I don't want to shit the couch. I don't think they want me to shit the couch either. Not to mention the cats. Sorry, card number 33. I got lost. Disappearance of the Universe by Gary Renard. It's a brilliant book about Course in Miracles, and I think he's great, but he's a Pisces, and he has them mystical experiences that thankfully, as a Virgo, I do not. Card number 33. Oh, this is the Soul Star Chakra. This is the 8th chakra, where you have the student archetype. I would buckle up for this. Yeah, it's safe to be in your body. Feet on the floor if you can. Breathe. Card number 33, Angels and Masters. The Soul Star Chakra, as I and Carolyn Myss like to call it, the 8th chakra. You have called this powerful card into your awareness today to remind you that the angels and ascended masters are with you at this time. Well, I mean, they always are. They're higher dimensionally. Time is different, dude. We all have timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. We all have loving beings from the spirit world guiding and offering wisdom and healing as we take our life journey. At different times, angels come in to assist and offer specific messages and guidance. You may have been experiencing difficulties and challenges as of late, and the angels want you to know that you are not alone and that they are doing everything in their power to assist you from the spirit world. Look up the original meaning of angel, Gemini, and crosswatcher, and you might see different entryways into that, so it's not, winged babies. Please. Archangels are terrifying, but I love that. You are also being guided this time by the Ascended Masters. The Ascended Masters are souls that resonate on a higher vibrational plane of existence and hold within them the divine power, love, and wisdom of the universe. That's true, and a whole bunch of them have incarnated on Earth, but there's a whole bunch of them that haven't either. So when it comes to, talking about bills and stuff, there are some who get it and some who are like, oh, we've heard of that. They have individual jobs to fulfill in the universe and have many energies and gifts to share and offer. For example, Mother Mary holds and resonates the energy of divine love and compassion, as does Kuan Yin, as does, well, some of the great goddesses, but I wouldn't say all of them. You may like to find out more information on the masters and tune into your spirits to see who is guiding you at this time. And just a warning, Saint Germain's a trickster, and he loves playing with Geminis and Virgos. He just does. Violet flame, blaze, blaze, blaze. You also have the archangels around you. The archangels are powerful beings of light that are here to guide and assist you in your life right now, like the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons. That means I'm just one of the whenever. You are encouraged to take a little time out from your everyday world and go within. Gee, go figure, Hangman and four of swords there. You are encouraged to take a little time out from your everyday world and go within to connect to these beautiful loving guides that you have an abundance of love and wisdom that they have an abundance of love and wisdom to share with you. Know that they have your back and you have nothing to worry about. You are blessed and protected always. Your prayers have been answered and you are not alone. In fact, we're all one, and play with that in your Gemini brain. Take a moment to hand over any stress or concerns to the angels and masters for transmutation, and fill your heart and mind with the love and healing that is offered in return. Your affirmation, should you choose to accept it: angels and masters, guide my way with love, truth, and integrity. Because, you know, they don't mind if you're shady. They'll help you through it, but they ain't going to be shady with you because they don't know how anymore. Yeah. Especially the ones that ain't never been here. One would think. Am I assuming? Well, we're talking mysticism. Yeah. So, all the cards are on the table. Here's what's going to happen. I'm going to do a grand blessimation, which means it's a blessing and a summation all at the same time. It's something we came up with over on, well, I was doing it already, but the name came from Patreon. Love it. And then at the end, I will release the Gemini Collective and the Crosswatcher energy in a little bit at the end after the reading is over, which allows the goofy that's left within me to drain, and this is my last reading for the day, so buckle up. It's okay. It's safe to be in your body. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Gemini collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed with all that they need to come into the alignment they need with these chakras, with the student archetype, that they find their humility and devotion to knowledge and open up that openness to lifelong learning, because there are decisions, spiritual decisions, but perhaps the stillness to find that still point in the crown to go beyond words might be helpful, because they have a nice foundation of, but maybe they're thinking about their physical security in the world, hence being safe to be in their body. But it also says that they've got a foundation there. It's a well to draw from in terms of a well of knowledge in the third eye, as Geminis do. And that Four of Cups is tricky. It is tricky. There is an emotional scale there, and they may be going back and forth on that, feeling what they're feeling. But in the third chakra, feels more like chewing on it than spitting or swallowing. And with that Virgo card, the Maiden of Pentacles, it would be the Knight of Pentacles in the heart. Maybe there is that slow and steady wins the race, that mutable earth, really things, the wisdom shifting and changing inside of them, like the shifting sands, which is what Virgo is. And certainly to take the time out, right, to maybe just let go into the pause in terms of their personal power, taking it responsibility, trying to overmanage, really looking at their boundaries, particularly with the angels and the masters there to help them, and looking at what their priorities. So even to maybe reprioritize with the Four of Swords moment, their money, their sex, their creativity, their relationship with people individually, their relationships to substances, all sorts of fun in the second chakra, because this is either charging towards them or they are charging towards something or someone perhaps, but it is root chakra. That is literal physical world forward movement by harnessing the energies that may well be needing some alignment inside, the inspiration and the motivation. And how they do that is by their priorities. Just looking how they spend time will show them what their values are, because that's where they invest it. So by grounding their energy, certainly it is safe to be in their bodies. Then they can pause for a little bit and not just go in, but go in and up. And I don't mean just to the crown chakra. We're talking up into the 8th, where the angels and the masters are glad to help, but they have to be invited in because they're cool that way. They do not impose. but they do hear every prayer and they do answer every prayer, but we may not always see that. Location, location, location. So may the Gemini collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to learn, to evolve. Students that they are in this archetype for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. May the cross watchers dig into this too, to help all of us heal, grow, learn, evolve, be the best that we can be, feel safe within our bodies with clear, healthy priorities, and with that ever-present connection, availability of angels and masters for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So let it be. Yeah, no, this felt really good. This all feels really good, but you might be chewing on something here that you need to for a bit. But again, there's the reading for you. So did you like it? Didn't like it? Hit the thumbs up. Help the other Geminis find it. Want more of me? Subscribe. I asked the Divine, when do you want me to stop this? They said, we'll tell you, but not anytime soon. Hunker down. So subscribe, hit the notification bell. Sometimes I put these out the second they're done. Sometimes I wait and schedule them because I got clients. Like tomorrow, I'm doing a tarot reporting for people in England, obviously from my couch on the laptop. And if you want the deeper dive, I'm telling you, magic, miracles, mysticism, and Mel. Patreon on Patreon. So wonderful. Just go check it out. I redid the whole thing for the 1 year anniversary, and it's the wisest, most loving, most wonderful career decision I ever made. And if you want to book me for a private reading, simple enough to do, there is a link in the description box called Booking a Reading with Mal. Well, go figure, right? Explains everything you ever wanted to know about booking a reading with Mal. But we're afraid to ask. You shy, timid little Gemini. Said no one ever. So, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed with aligning those chakras, your cross watchers, and all y'all. Hang in there. Have hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.